All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to keep it short and sweet. We only have 1 hour to cover the show. So, welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so we will notify when we go live. Turn up your buttons, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live or drop videos, of course. Let's talk about before you enter a marriage. Discuss this one thing. Okay. What one thing? Before we get into discussing this one thing, somebody actually put something on Twitter, which is why I'm talking about this today. Okay, somebody put something on Twitter. You know, there's advisors. Everybody has access to the microphone these days, so everybody is giving some kind of advice here and there with regards to relationship and stuff. We've been covering trendy topics. That's what we do. We talk about relationships, life and relationships, and we extract relationships from trendy topics. But you know, we'll take a quick break and talk about some serious stuff today. Okay, a lot of cool. So let's do a quick math. And let's talk about before you enter marriage, right? You want to discuss things. Okay. Now, let me use this video by saying I actually am looking at. Okay. I do. I disagree with everything I'm looking at right now. It's not directly. There's always some kind of indirect twist to what I'm trying to say, because I believe that there's just a lot going on. Okay. Anyway, so this person said, if his name is First Doctor. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently is somebody that a lot of people follow on the internet. Let's see. Medical doctor, entrepreneur, sharing insights to help you transform your health and well-being. All right, shout out to him. I have a feeling I might know this person actually from Clubhouse, but I'm not sure. Okay, but he said before you enter a marriage, discuss bills, discuss career. All right, so common sense, that will make sense, right? If it comes down to common sense, it just makes sense, right? He said discuss religion. He said discuss finance. Okay, now bills and finance, you know, at least you can group bills under personal finance at the very minimum, unless you're just trying to make it a lot more broader and you want to discuss finance at a broader scale, you know, like stock market, investments, real estate, you know, I guess maybe. Then it also said discuss dream home. Then it says discuss political views. Right? Then it says discuss parenting style. Okay, so listen. I'm not outrightly disagreeing, but there's a twist I want to bring into this, right, into this conversation. And if you follow me long enough, you know that I'm calling out all the BS and things that people know from a common sense standpoint already that's clearly it's not helping them. Okay, but let's keep going. Parenting style, family influence. Okay, family influence. Then we have discuss sex expectations, right? Now I do talk about managing expectations. I never say discuss it. I never say that, okay? I just don't. You can discuss it. I say default, you should be talking about a lot of things. You should be having conversations, right? But to just outrightly say discuss, that's going to put certain type of personalities. You might even want to accuse me of projection or projecting. You know, some of us would like to. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me just make sure my microphone is here because there's some crazy people going on in the other room. Jesus Christ. All right. So some of us, when you say we're going to take it exactly like that and try to follow it to the T, and sometimes that's probably not the intention of the person that wrote the script. Maybe they're just trying to bring your awareness to things that should be discussed, that should be a part of a conversation. But when you say discuss, someone like me will say, oh, let's sit down and talk about it. And what's going to happen is that you're going to end up lying to yourselves. Okay, because a lot of this stuff If you don't have context, if you don't have any experience, you almost don't even know what you're talking about. I know, right? Why? Because you're coming into life. You have no idea the different nuances that goes into these different things that you're trying to talk about. Okay. My bars are very low, so hopefully this recording comes out well. Okay. All right. Then he says discuss childhood traumas. Then he says discuss family health history. Then discuss partner expectations. Okay, so no longer, in addition to sex expectations, discuss partner expectations. What else? There's more to that. Then it says discuss beliefs to be instilled in kids. Okay, so in addition to parenting style, discuss the beliefs to be instilled in kids. Now, this person, there's a good chance that they're probably going to help you create more fear in your heart than actually help you build a successful marriage or long-term relationship. And then, of course, this person, social media advisor, advice is on this person ended it with love alone is not enough. Now, all of these things, if you're going to approach them and you're going to do justice, if love is not enough, there's a good chance that nothing, including discussion, will be enough. Okay? There's an extremely good chance that if love is not enough, or love alone, as he calls it, they put the alone to put the caveat to try to escape the reality, which is that they're instilling more fear in more people. But the reality is that this is just fear. The reality of trying to go through this list and assess it is either fear or you're not capable. All right? If love is not enough, discussing these things will end up in the pot. All right. So, it's not that you shouldn't talk about these things. These things should naturally be a part of a conversation. When you're meeting a new person, all right, they should effortlessly come out of just conversing, having conversation with a person that you are friends with. Okay, yeah, hopefully you're starting at the friendship stage. If you didn't start at friendship stage, hopefully you have enough in you to build some kind of friendship at some point, because everything will fall apart, because that's like the spinal cord of everything that holds everything together, friendship. If you don't have that, then what you're going to attempt to do is you're going to call it intentional, and you're going to try to discuss. Let's sit down and talk about religion, finance, dream home, political views, parenting style, family influence, sex expectations, right? You don't even know what you're gonna like 3 months from now. When you're in a long-term relationship, what are you about to discuss? You have no idea what you're going to try to discuss. At best, you're going to spew a lot of theoretical nonsense that may not be applicable to at least one party. At each other, you're going to stress the romantic relationship out before it actually gets started, as opposed to getting to know them. There's a difference between getting to know a person and some people's interpretation of sit down and discuss everything. First of all, you're not capable. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You don't have any kind of context to be able to comprehend what you're talking about properly. So it's a bad idea, okay? Before you enter marriage, sure, discuss all those things. I would add to say, make sure it's conversational. The same reason why if you're going to a job interview, you want it to be conversational, not robotic. You want to actually get to know the other person. You want the other person to get to know you, and you want them to volunteer this information that you're looking at in front of you, multiplied by 10,000 willingly. They will volunteer even more. They will tell you, if you're paying attention, they will tell you more than you need to know. More than you are even willing to find out. You will know if you just relax. If you just relax and get to know people. Just for being people. There's no guarantee. That person does not have to be your husband or your wife. Just get to know them from an authentic place and just have a conversation. There's a difference between discussing and just extracting everything you need to know from natural conversation. You're not a robot, and even if you collect all the information, you're probably collecting a bunch of lies. How do I know? Because they don't know what they're sharing with you. They have no idea what that's going to look like 3 months from now. And you are literally taking away from the experience, and there's a good chance that whatever you're trying to cook with this person is not going to last anyway, because you started on the wrong foot. The one thing you can discuss, if you have to discuss, okay, and it doesn't have to be with your partner particularly, is conflict handling, crisis handling. In life, inevitably, conflict and crisis will hit. Because why? Because you're going through a very dangerous world and you're trying to make the most out of it. You're trying to learn how to navigate it, and you're not going to do that. The one thing that is not written in this list, or two things, 2 in 1, crisis or conflict. Do you see it anywhere? Do you see it on the list? No. What you see is expectations of another human being. Could it work? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Alright, let's watch this video together. Pastor stops a wedding. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Pastor stops a wedding for the most shocking reason ever. Let's play the video and let's see if we can learn 1 or 2 things.
Body that's handing you over for wedding, that means the wedding will be postponed. These things about ordinances. It's not just what you do out of emotions or free will. So the wedding has been suspended till further notice. Come and sit here. Come. Is anybody from Sarah's family that is giving her for marriage? Please step forward. Yes, sir. Can we know your relationship with them? This way, sir. Please, this way, sir. What's your relationship with her? Huh? No, sir. We are asking who will give her to the husband. So if you don't have anybody that's handing you over for wedding, that means the wedding will be postponed. No, ma. You are not a family member. We need somebody from the family. No, sir. You are from the man's side. We need somebody from Sarah's family that will hand her over to the family for marriage. If my wife is doing that, I'm not aware. I need to be aware before my wife will do that. Because of future references. These things about ordinances. It's not just what you do out of emotions or free will. So the wedding has been suspended till further notice. Come and sit here. Remember, your brother, your mother, your relative should come.
He said not just what
help
you
them
do
with their chairs here. No, let us sit. Let us sit here. It's not a problem.
And emotions.
Yes.
Oops, wedding is over.
At least your mother is our church worker, so she should be here. So the wedding is suspended.
Wait, the mother is the church worker and she's not there.
We wait for time and they are not here, we may have to cancel the wedding. You have people, you have family, you are from somewhere. They should be here.
You didn't fall
Some
out
of
of
you are
skies.
saying, why? The truth is that if there is nobody from our family that will give her out in marriage, and I was not told that I'm going to take that responsibility, the wedding will be cancelled. You didn't fall from up.
No.
The dignity of a woman, because those people that hand you over are those that will come and tell the man what is happening.
Yeah. Just in case they start dragging
so,
you.
But this Gen Z generation,
Gen Z don't collect. Huh? Gen
they
Z.
just want to come. Papa, take the ring.
Huh?
Bless you. They wear it. Bless you, sir. see you after 9 months time. No.
No.
In marriage, this part is the most important. Because even if I join them without somebody handing that over, any lawyer can sue me.
Not the sue, no.
But if I was told from the house that Mama would do it, it's a different matter. Please, Papa, Mama, I will just. But if it's just here, no, sir. It's against family rule. Say louder, amen. Okay, let's come back to what we're doing. That's by the way. Mama, we are going to wait till your son comes. Okay?
Abi.
So we are going to wait again. Let your sons come. So that if Ogala do anything, they are the ones that will come and match him leg to leg, face to face. Please. So wait. Please come back to this. Thank you. She's not supposed to be the only one to do that. She will do it with a male from the family.
Lobaton, they need a
Praise
man from the family.
Who give her out for hand in marriage?
Goswi Aziz.
Say me, sir.
Mr. Goswi Aziz
What is your relationship with her?
is my elder sister.
Okay.
Your elder
Mama,
sister.
come now.
Okay.
What's your relationship with her? Okay. Mama, come. What's your relationship with her? She's your daughter. You don't have anybody that's handing you over for wedding. That means the wedding will be postponed. These things are about ordinances.
All right. So let's talk about it really quickly. Do you think he has the right? It looks like they carried on the wedding after all. But do you think he has the right to stop the wedding as a pastor if a family member does not show up? Let's see what some of these comments are saying. Somebody say, who does he think he is? He's the person that they've ordained to put them together, right? For a lifelong journey. I think that person is a very important person, right? Everything is paid for at this point. Is this a joke? Auntie, this is how you think. How about he does the sensible thing and stand for her, since he's their spiritual father? Your free will. There are ways things are done for a reason. There's a reason why there's structure in society. And what is structure in society is the family unit, is the bedrock, is the of our society, you know. So if you're just going to come to church and literally we should pretend that you fell out of the skies, you know what, I agree with him. Okay. Now the other side of things is that why is it that he doesn't know the family, or why is it that he, as a pastor that's, you know, bringing them together, also he said something about the mother works in the church. How come that mother would not be in the church at that point in time? Yeah, that's crazy, you know. Or at least he would know about it, you know, he should know about it. But just in case something weird happened, let's say the mama don't, you know, in the morning of that wedding, she decided that she's no longer interested in the wedding, that they should cancel it for whatever reason. Yeah, I would stop and make sure that everything is well first before we continue with the wedding. I agree with him on that. But he should know what's going on with their family, especially if the mother works in the church. So I say, if you believe the pastor did a good thing, click like. I believe ultimately that's how it hurts to be best pastor of the year. All right, the family is everything. You can't just do things on your own, especially if you're young. You got to be careful with that. The reality that even when we're not young, even when as you go older, there are other sides of life that you don't get to see, and the people around you that loves you are able to point them out. At the very minimum, even if you disagree, they can bring your awareness to it, right? It's called blind spots. This pastor must be very responsible man. People don't fall from the sky. No, they don't. My own is, what will now happen to the reception jollof? Jollof my all right. So I said, how do things like this even happen during the wedding ceremony? What happened during counseling and even wedding rehearsal. A lot of things can happen from the morning of the wedding till the time where they are performing the ceremony. There's so much that can happen in the split of a second. All right, so that question is not questioning. All right, this is what people do. They do the same thing with marriage. They say, well, you should have made sure that you married the right person. Shut up. Things happen in life. Okay, things happen in life, and it happens to the best of us, regardless of how holy you think you are or how much of it. Even if you walk a straight line and you're a perfect human being, you're collaborating with other people in different activities, and maybe those other people are not perfect. What about that? If you're a perfect person, have you considered that the other people might not be perfect? Right? It takes a split of a second for bad things to happen, including something has happened within the family unit and they're trying to carry on like nothing happened. So he has the right to say, slow down, I need to talk to someone. What's going on? He might even come back to say, you know what, let's move forward with it. But he needs to know what's going on first. Why would you show up at the church and your mother, who works in the same church, is not at your wedding? And we're about to join you in holy matrimony, and there's no news that she passed away or anything like that. Like, come on. Anyway, so this was say what happened during counseling, even wedding rehearsals, or maybe the issue started overnight, because whatever the problem is, it should have been addressed earlier on. Yeah, should is a fantasy world. He's doing the right thing based on what he knows in this moment. He's responding the way he should respond in the moment he found out that something is going on, and that's the right thing he's doing, as it should be. This pastor is a good man. How can you be getting married and not even a cousin is present to represent the family? Abba. Someone said, when she not be Akudaya, pastor did the right thing. Akudaya is basically reincarnated people that came, that they used to live in another town, and now they show up in another town, but they actually passed away in the other town over. It's creepy stuff. Okay, we've been hearing this since we've been growing up. Anyway, somebody said, I support 100%. So you see there's a little division here, I guess, but mostly people support. They see the sense in this, which is good. Somebody said, gather here if you agree with the pastor. Okay, I love the pastor. He did very well. There is more to marriage, and he knows why he did so. The husband to be more. So this is one of the things that people say sometimes, say love is not enough. But what they're doing, if they're actually trying to get married without their family involved and nothing has happened to their family, that is not love. That's the problem. That's not love. That's infatuation. That's people that are not thinking straight. That's people that are obsessed with each other and they're not thinking straight at the moment. Okay, so let me know your thoughts. I would like to know your thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you agree with what the pastor did, or do you think he should have carried on and just come and represent, like somebody said, just represent the father? What do you think? Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified whenever we go live. I'll see you in 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the danger of sorry in relationships. Okay, now shout out to Okpe Anayo. I've followed Okpe Anayo for quite a few years. They cover relationship stuff on YouTube. I think they're trying to build Instagram, but they've been popping for a while actually. So by the time my wife and I launched Lola and Ola, the YouTube channel, which by the way hits 2,000 subscribers recently, we didn't celebrate that because we're kind of focused here now, right? By that time they were popping on YouTube already, but I haven't really followed them in a while. So, but it's good to see them. They're working with Pastor Kingsley. So there's this video that I wanted to talk about, that inspired me to want to talk about the danger of sorry in relationships. So let me go ahead and play this video and then we'll talk about it.
I remember when we initially got married, right? So she would come and do things like that, like, are we still friends? Are you still my friend? But in my mind, I'm like, you're not just going to come here and just be my friend again. Like, you need to apologize and say sorry.
Yeah.
So for a long time, We struggled with that because I'm like, until you say sorry, I'm not your friend.
And I was thinking, I'm showing the action of sorry.
Exactly.
I'm being sorry.
So I wanted her, you right, to come to me how I would come to her. Because for me, for example, right, if you ask us who is the first to say sorry, it is me. Okay. So I wanted her to be sorry for what you have done, and then we can be friends. But her way of saying sorry was, let's be friends again.
Do you want to eat?
Do you understand? And it took, and it actually took a good few years to understand that we're different personalities, different temperaments, right? And different backgrounds. Okay, Okwemi has grown up with girls. I have grown up with boys.
That was a struggle for us.
Big struggle.
That was a struggle.
So it took a while to just understand that we're actually totally different. We're going to deal with things differently. Okay, and I needed to allow that. Something has happened. Let's deal with it now. She wants to take a step back.
I want to take a
think about it, evaluate, and then come back with, can we be friends again?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I'm like, say sorry and let's resolve it now.
Yeah.
I remember.
All right, so I wanted us to talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that really quickly. All right, so Okpe and Ayo, they have a YouTube channel. I'll tag them in the cutout later on. When we publish the video, I'll tag them on YouTube just to continue to help them. Anyway, they're talking about sorry, the language of sorry here. You know, you have the 5 love languages, right? And now they're introducing to the languages of sorry. People have different ways that they express sorry, right? And the comment section was quite interesting, and I wanted us to cover some of the stuff in the comment section. So you see, this person said, if she messed up, she needs to communicate at his level. Okay, so you can see there's a sense of competition here. This is how marriages and long-term relationships, that's why they don't last. You might see it as, it's just semantics. No, it's not. This is the mindset of the person talking. And there are ways that this mindset will show up in other areas of life, particularly also in the relationship. All right. If she messed up, she needs to communicate at this level. If 1 would equals to 1, then Y must be equals to Z, right? Never mind if there's another X factor somewhere. You know, the nuances of life. You know, what Okwe or Ayo called the language of sorry, whatever they called it, right? Never mind, you need to operate at my level. If you do it this way, you do it that way. If X equals to Y, Y must equals to Z. And very, very smart, intelligent people will make this mistake because they lack emotional intelligence. He said, it's selfish to expect your partner, okay? So it's selfish to expect your partner to speak your language when you are the one who is wrong. See, right and wrong have found its way into the conversation. Anytime right and wrong find its way into the way you handle conflict within your relationship, you go collect.
Sorry.
No, you're right that the other person too will collect.
You're right.
The reality is that you're doing oneness with this person. You self, you go collect. No, you want to use coconut head.
You doing what?
No, you go collect too. You end up in the funk together, when in fact you do have the autonomy, the agency to say, you know what, there's a different kind of nuance here. Let's look at this a little closer and study it. And that's what Ayo and Okwe have been doing here. So this person said, my need for a verbal. You're trying to do a romantic relationship with another person. You're doing my need for a verbal and sincere apology will not be overrode by how you grew up. The reality is that that's precisely what's going to happen. Your needs will literally get overrode. Your obsession with this needy behavior will literally override the survival of your marriage. Like exactly what you said, not is the reality that's playing out already. It's not even something you can even argue with. It's already the fact that you would type this out. it's already playing out. There's an active division now between you and your partner, and you know what the devil likes? Division. It will come rushing right through it, just take over everything. That's all it's looking for, division. Okay, and the reality is that your partner might just be in a weak place. Yeah, sure, you can also claim to be in a weak place. Okay, their page, by the way, on Instagram is Love Lasting Relationships. Okay, yeah, so it is what it is. I think I said something here. Okay, I did say I will be patient with you, bro. That's all I can say. Yeah, because when they talk like this is a very smart person that's talking, but their intelligence has limitations. It has a blind spot, and they are probably not willing to listen right now to they've collected woto from a person that that they love dearly.
Sorry, yo.
They might not listen until they hit rock bottom. That's just the way the human brain is set up. So I'm patient. Hopefully you won't destroy yourself before you listen. Somebody says, so how did you meet each other halfway? There is no such thing. Okay, if it exists, it's not measured in centimeters. Most people, when they say halfway, meet halfway, their mind is literally looking for something that mimics human ways of measurement, and it's usually linear in nature. If you don't know maths, I'm sorry. I don't know if I could. There's a better way. If you have a better way of explaining that, please put it in the comment or the chat. Okay. They're usually, when human beings says halfway, they're measuring that linearly, something that mimics centimeters, kilogram, kilometers, mileage, yard, inches, right, and emotions. No be your mate.
Sorry, yo.
That's not how the human mind works. Okay, everybody's experiences, their outlook on life, yes, inside of marriage is different, and you want to assess that properly. Make sure that you're looking for something called equity. Equity is not equality. Equity considers it's humble enough to consider all the different nuances, particularly in a romantic relationship. That would also include the emotions, right, before it makes try to measure things halfway. Somebody say, I'm so grateful for social media because you can come across a video like this and learn about how communication styles differ precisely. Yep, I can learn about this now and walk into my future marriage more knowledge and advantage than if I had never heard this before. Thank you guys. Love that comment. Anyway, somebody said, but isn't that just ego? It could be. It actually could be ego, but it is also your ego. No, it's also your problem because you are in a life partnership with this person. So any opportunity, anytime they give you some basketballs, it's actually an opportunity to grow together. But you might be seeing it as, meet me halfway too. Or, what about you? But you did this too yesterday. Listen, naturally you will do that when you don't know any better. But when you now know, you know that you're actually shooting yourself on the legs when you move in that manner. So if the other person is playing from a place of ego, and that's your interpretation of what's going on, the last thing you want to do is also play from a point of ego, because it's going to backfire and actually you'll be shooting yourself on the legs. If they're playing from a place of ego, that means they're weak. Whatever it is a form of weakness. It's more likely a form of weakness and not wickedness. It's more likely a form of weakness rather than it is what most people think. Yeah, you're being wicked to me. It could just be, right? And yes, you feel like they're just being mean or being unfair. They too, they should. But again, you're trying to ascend to a new level. You want to be a couple goals, right? Sometimes you have to lift that weight because there's a good chance that if you do that enough times, and if you can't do that, that's fine too. I'm just letting you know that this is what it takes. It's a lot of compromise at so many levels, and sometimes it's as simple as just understanding, like Okwe and I have done, to understand that, hey, the way she says sorry is to come, pull your family rubon, pull your beards, push you ahead. That's how she does it. If that's how she does it, but she's actually doing it, I think you should appreciate the blessings in that first. Even if you're going to have a conversation about that later on, I think the conversation can be banterish. Like, you see the smile on her face, that's a very, very happy girl, right? Wouldn't you want that? Or would you rather sit down there, use coconut head and say, no, use your verbs, use your words? Even when you're dealing with kids, there's ways you say that, to get them to actually enjoy doing what you want them to do. That's part of your seduction skills, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody say, I beg, say sorry. What's hard there? It's like asking what's hard with human emotion. That would be a jump question, right? Sometimes it's pride that's making people not to say sorry. You could say that, but you could also be operating from a place of pride by making such an assumption. How about that one, right? Anybody can accuse the other party of pride at any point in time. The reality is that we all have a ego, coconut head, in one shape, form, or the other, and it shows up differently. So if you sit down there and you keep accusing your partner of pride, what do you think is going to happen? What kind of fruit are you expecting to get from that? I'm not sure. Okay, so even if that's a conversation you would want to have at some point, you want to make sure that that's done within a controlled environment, meaning they are willing and able to receive it. Not just willing, they are willing and able to receive it. So this person says, I've taught my household how to say sorry. It won't kill you. Actually, that can end up killing them. They will end up saying sorry, and then they will say too much of it, and it will carry no value anymore. Sorry is a very dangerous word. It's a double-edged sword, and it can cut both ways. If somebody had been trained to just say sorry anytime there's crisis, what's going to happen is that they will say so much sorry, their partner will not trust them anymore, because there's no changed behavior that backs it up. All right? Most times, all that's needed is change behavior. The word sorry actually damages and destroys more than you realize when it comes to relationship. Okay? The actual word, not the attitude of being apologetic or repentance, or not the attitude itself, not the willingness to be that from another thing. I'm talking about the word sorry. If you have a tendency to just throw the word sorry, you're probably going to use it to eventually destroy your marriage, because it can kill trust. Let me know your thoughts about this. I want to know what your thoughts are about this. Do me a favor. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Tell me if you've been through a situation where somebody just keeps saying I'm sorry and you lost trust in them, because it's meaningless. It makes no sense. That's all they know how to do. They never change, but they are quick to say I'm sorry. And tell me that time that you keep saying sorry, but the person, it just seems like they're not responding. It looks like you've been begging for forgiveness and they won't forgive you. Tell me the and everything in between that. Share that with me in the comment, in the chats, and I'll be back in 20 seconds. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. My mom, one love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's watch this video together.
I'm a mom of 7, and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being the mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so this is a look. Hold on. We're talking about 7 children, okay? This is no offense to you, because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on 1 person is a lot to create structure in. So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals? You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own. Yep. That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. Right. But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father.
No, hear me out. Hold on.
All right, shout out to tonight's conversation. We got this clip from there, and shout out to Spiritual Word for putting this out there. But I saw this video and I was like, oh, we gotta talk.
I'm a mom of.
She's a mom of 7, 33 years old. She wants to find love again. At first, of course, like, wait, what? She asked the right question. She said, are they all the same father? And she said, yes. All right, now, a person who would have 7 kids in this time and generation, and somehow something ended whatever they had going on with that person. I don't know. I would like to know what happened there. Okay, if I were you're getting with this kind of person, I hope you know what you're doing. I hope they know what they're doing. Okay. All right, so guess what somebody said? Before we talk about it, let's just look at some of these comments. Right, somebody said, my grandmother had 6 kids. Her husband died. She got married again, had 7 more. She outlived 2 husbands and now lives a soft life with her special friend. Wah. All right, first of all, that sounds like that's about 50 generations ago. All right, and that might, from the look of things, I haven't done enough studies there, but it sounds like a lot of people did that back then. Please don't compare that to this lady right here. Okay, most people at tops, they want 3 or 4 kids nowadays. Okay, because first of all, life gets a lot more expensive, not just money wise, just life, you know. How much more when you actually have you know, listen, in this time and generation, you're actually seeing a lot of men have actually been on the bad receiving end of getting with a single mother, and they feel like they're not appreciated enough for the position they've had to occupy. And she's right. That man will have to be well prepared for a big task in front of him. Okay, he has to be well secured in himself, because the reality is that she's a mother of 7. And not just that they're gonna come first before him always. That's just going to be the reality because she's a mother. That's not necessarily a wrong reality. It's just part of the cross now that you have to carry if you decide to get with this type of lady. All right. So what about raising all those kids first, and then she can get back in the dating scene? If it's never too late, then that should not be ever too late at that point in time, right? So that's one thing. The other thing I'm thinking about is that, why is she actively trying to date by force by fire right now? Why is she not just doing her thing, living her life? And some men would naturally, if she's doing well and taking care of herself, men will even be surprised that she has 7 kids, and they might just fall in love with her already first. She's a pretty girl, right? They might fall in love with her first before they find out that she has kids. Like, you got 7 kids? Like, wow. And then he might start to think about it like, she's just so cool. Like, I can see myself with her and her children. I've gotten to know them. Instead of leading with that, you don't have to lead with that. Again, this is the same. Let's put everything at the forefront. Let's be honest from the get-go. You shoot yourself on the legs. There's something called timing. Okay, whenever I say selective honesty, I don't mean to lie. I'm just saying you should be socially aware, have some social intelligence, and then remain a student of social intelligence. There's a way you move. There's a way you have to move in life to get the result you're looking for. And there's something called timing in life. You learn the wrong information on the wrong person, the wrong timing. You are basically trying to satisfy yourself. You are being blunt and you just want to satisfy yourself. Your obsessive, needy behavior, your neediness to come off as holy. And you're not holy. Okay, that's just selfish behavior on your part. Okay, so if I were her, I wouldn't be her, but if I would advise this lady, she needs to stop worrying so much about dating. She needs to take care of herself. Men will come anyway. That's just the reality. They will come. If you're taking care of yourself, just naturally, other human beings want to be a part of that picture. right? You take care of yourself, you smell good. Figure that out first before you're trying to figure out dating with 7. I don't know how old. Her kids must be young. She's only 33 herself, you know. So I'm not sure what they're trying to pull off, but let me see some of this other comments here again. All right, somebody said, girl, focus on them kids for now. Exactly. Focus on the kids. That does not put dating on hold necessarily. If people approach you, you create a little room. But stop, like, the obsession with going on a date when you have 7 kids. That's like, if I open up that part of the conversation, that's like kind of warms, you know. All right. Somebody said, my mom had 5 kids, 2 baby daddies. Met my stepdad when I was 5. He had no kids. They still married. Yeah, you're talking about anecdotal situations, and you're not talking about the outcome of 15 years later in that relationship. There's just a lot of men that are bitter because they became a stepfather, and they felt like they were never appreciated properly for that. Or on top of that, they entered one chance. Okay, so we're not just going to rub over that because of the experience of your grandmother or your mom. I mean, stop the cap. Somebody say, yeah, you can find a man, his name is Jesus Christ. That's just wrong. That is wrong. Why not Jesus? Really? Anyway, somebody says 7 kids only sound good around tax season. There you go. It's coming up already. It's just, I don't know, what was she doing having 7 kids? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's got to be a lot of trauma she will bring it to the table too. Now, she might say, I'm healed, I'm in therapy. Listen, that's now a common say. When people say I'm in therapy, honestly, I am tempted to say, what do you mean? Right? Sometimes when they say I'm in therapy, they haven't seen their therapy in 3 months straight. Lord. Anyway, just like we're talking about sorry, anything that you start hearing more and more of it, you need to start having side eyes too and say, hey, this is probably losing its value already too. Not therapy itself, but the way how people implement it, I should say, you know. It's probably not what you're looking to do. You gotta be careful. Someone said, my mom had 4 girls, met my, okay, I already touched on that. Okay, my mom had 4 girls, met my stepdad, and been together since 20 plus years ago. That's very, very possible. That's the truth. It's very, very possible. Okay, and been together for 20 plus years. What else can you tell us more? Was it a good relationship? Right? It says children have nothing to do with you as a woman. Oh yeah, they do have a lot. They consume lots of resources, okay? And food is the least of them. As a matter of fact, your time is the least of them. Can we already stop the cap? This is not healthy. Jesus Christ, I feel triggered.
Stop the cap.
All right, even me as a dad, okay, and I have a wife who does a fantastic job taking care of her kids. Okay, I would never make such statement. They have nothing to do with you as an adult. That's a wrong statement. They have everything to do with you. That's watering down the reality, and that's not going to help anybody. Real men will take care of you and your children. That's just dumb. Okay, that person should not be saying that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all have no idea why she left. Going back isn't always an option. Yeah, because the lady said, if I were you, I'll work things out with your baby daddy. Well, I don't know, but then, you know, my grandmother had 10 kids, and the husband that helped her raise them was not the biological father. It can be done, sis. Don't give up. Ha! Wow. The fact that, listen, I get that we want to encourage people that may be in this situation circumstantial wise, but please, let's not normalize something that's obviously not normal. Okay, if it's not normal, you're the exception to the rule. You will never become the rule. Somebody said, I think it's very disrespectful for anyone to tell her to work it out with her kid's father. No, I think you're being extra sensitive. She didn't say much about that. The way she said it, if I were you, let's say.
Okay, so this is hold on. We're talking about 7 children. Okay,
7 children.
This is no offense to you because
she said there's no offense to you, but yet you found an offense to it. Are you mad or something?
It's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man.
She said it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. It is possible. That's possibilities. Probability, you're going to do a lot of work. It's not going to be as simple as you want.
What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the...
It's not a tad bit difficult, but that's just a way of talking. It's going to be difficult considering that she's leading her story with these kids already. The fact that she will stand up and have to ask these questions is probably an insecurity on her part already, and that's going to show up in different ways.
Financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to...
She's probably going to say, I don't need your money. Well, that's going to turn to another type of problem for a man. I don't need no man's money. Then you don't need the man. It's not about the money or the man. It's about that attitude. It's going to eat up that relationship. Eat it out. It will destroy it.
To be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children.
It's almost impossible. Is it possible? Yes, it's almost impossible. It's 7 kids, not 2 kids, not 3 kids, not 4 kids. Jesus Christ. And if your grandmother had 10 kids, first of all, that's a past generation. Second of all, bro, there's a lot more going on in that situation. That's not an inspiring story. I'm sorry.
On one person is a lot to create.
Kudos to your grandma, by the way.
Structure.
And all due respect to your grandmother.
So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have
for you as an individual first, right? Now, if a man is engaging that, it's possible. Okay, I'm not gonna knock him. Hopefully, he's seen something I don't know. Hopefully, he knows something I don't know. Okay, hopefully, he's a special type of man because that's a special type of situation.
Be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man?
Can you love this man the way he needs to be loved? He might be infatuated right now. He's in love with you. He thinks he can handle it. Okay. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. I think it's a no. She should be focusing on those kids. And if a man comes along and then that man, obviously, they are responsible for what they are capable of doing. Is it possible? Like I said, yes. Okay. Would I advise a person? It's not mine. I don't tell people what to do because I can't see that far.
In a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that...
Would I do it? No.
Registers as love to him when you have...
Would I date a single mother? Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Would I marry a single mother? Yes. Would I advise a person who is in love with a single mother to marry? Yes. Would I be delusional and tell them that 10 kids is not going to mean a lot? No, I won't be. That's the point here. Okay. 2 kids, 3 kids. Yes. Okay. 4 kids, teenagers doing very well, growing up. You're trying to get back in the dating scene. Absolutely. Okay. Because there's something in cruise already. Little babies, you're 33, you got 7 kids. There's no way there's no small kids in that. You should be focused on those kids, and then everything else good, including a man will follow. Okay. But if it's just weird. Okay, it's a lot going on here. I really want to know your thoughts on this, by the way.
Have to love 7 other individuals. You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own. Yep. That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. Right.
Those will effectively become his kids if he decides to do that. Is he going to be mentally ready for it? It's almost unlikely. Okay. Sex was probably too good for him to think straight. Okay. How about let her take care of those kids? Okay. Even if you really like that person and you want to be with them, can you not try to be their biological father, please? Okay. At least, please, take your, please. Okay. Don't try to come there and be a macho person. Could it work? I got those 10 kids. They're not your kids. Okay. They're your kids, but not really. And you have to have the emotional intelligence to find that sweet balance there. And if you're going to be worried about what people have to say, this is probably a bad idea. Probably a bad idea. Let's continue.
But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father.
She said, if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father. She already knew. This girl is a very smart girl, by the way, the one that's talking right now. I don't know what her name is, but she's very smart. Maybe that's her. Is that her? Kitty something? Let's see here. Kitty. Oh, that's her. This is her actually here. I'll follow her. Kitty J. Rose. She's very good. She has some insight, a lot of insights. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this person, let me see. It's very disrespectful for anyone to tell her to work it out with her kid's father. She left for a reason. I'm a mom of 4. All my kids have the same father. Exactly. You could relate with her pain. That means you're not being, even if you try to be objective, you're always going to be biased. So you're not capable of talking, like even putting your mouth. You should be listening more than you're talking. Jesus Christ. I'm a mom of 4. All my kids have the same father. I divorced due to abuse. Stop telling people to go back. See, emotional reaction. Okay, you have the right, but Jesus Christ, I can't take your advice or your words too seriously. I can only take it as an opinion. She's free now, and yes, she will find someone better. I promise you. It's a man for you, sis. One that's gonna love you and your 7. No, this does not tell us the full story. In fact, the only thing we can say here, nobody leaving me with 7 kids. Take them with you. See, another angle. This person said, nobody's living with me, 7 kids. Take them with you. Anything is possible, of course, but that's anything, right? Not everything. Anything is possible. But I agree with Kitty. It's a lot for a man to take on. It's a lot. And if a man is in love with you, there's a good chance he has no full context, all the nuances that comes into taking on such responsibility. So as a woman, I would hope that you've done the work so that when crisis inevitably hits, like it hits every relationship, you will have enough to handle it. Okay. Most men would not want to walk into a situation like that. It's a financial burden. It's a huge responsibility. If the purpose is good, he might be willing to walk into it, but you have to be prepared that he doesn't know what he's doing yet. Okay. You have to be prepared. That's not necessarily a good thing that a man would just walk into it because Kwekus was good. And you're dealing with a woman who won't be able to prioritize you anyway. Well, it depends on what you mean by prioritize. If you keep putting him against the kids, that's going to be a problem. If he's a man that will put himself against the kids, yes. And when there's 10 kids, the high likelihood of that is inevitable. What did I just say? God help me. It's hard to explain to a man why coming to a situation like this would be beneficial for him. Another angle. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I want to know your question. Give it your own advice. Give your own advice too. What would you advise this young lady? What's your advice for her? Okay, I believe that personally she's focused on too many things. She should be focused on those kids, and if it's meant to be, men will come to you from your workplace, your job place, family and friends and stuff like that. If you are attractive enough, men don't care. If the Kwekus is good, they will fall in love with all you and all those kids anyway. But when you are leading with this insecurity, because it sounds like insecurity to me already, I don't think she should be worried about this kind of stuff right now. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you are notified whenever we go live. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.